Alright, I welcome you to this new episode of the Political Analysis program. This is Rodin Mugema, the Afro Pessimist. In today's program, we are going to talk about Captain Ibrahim Traore, the head of state in Burkina Faso, and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces in that country, which is found in Western Africa, and is one of the youngest presidents in Africa. He was born on 14th March 1988. He is a Burkinabe military officer who has been the interim leader of the Burkina Faso since the 30th September 2022 coup d'etat that ousted interim President Paul Henry Sanjogo Damiba. At the age of 36, he is currently the second youngest serving state leader in the world and the youngest serving president. He was born in Ikera, Bondukai, Mohaoun province on 14th March, as earlier communicated in the year 1988. After receiving his primary education in Bondukai, he attended a high school in Bobo Diorasso, where he was also known as being quiet and very talented. From 2006, he studied geology at the University of Ouagadougou, the capital city of Burkina Faso. He was part of the Association of Muslim Students and the Marxist Association. You can call it Association Nationale des Estudiants du Burkina, ANEB. In the latter, he rose to delegate and became known for defending his classmates in disputes. He graduated from university with honors. Mr. Traore joined the army of Burkina Faso in the year 2009 and graduated from the Georges Namayano Military Academy. He was sent to Morocco for aircraft training before being transferred to an infantry unit in Kaya, a town in Burkina Faso's north. He was promoted to lieutenant, you can also call it lieutenant, in 2014. He joined the MINUSMA, United Nations peacekeeping force involved in the Mali War in 2018. He was cited as one of the MINUSMA soldiers who showed courage during major rebel attacks in the Tombouctou region. He subsequently returned to Burkina Faso, where he assisted in operations against the escalating jihadist insurgents. He fought at Djibo in the Otapauno offensive of 2019 and several other counterinsurgency operations in the country's north. He was promoted to captain in 2022. He later claimed that he became disillusioned with his country's leadership. Around this time, he saw the widespread lack of equipment of Burkinabe soldiers, where politicians were handing out suitcases of money for bribery. He gradually became the spokesman for soldiers stationed in the north who were frustrated over their government. He was part of the group of army officers that supported the January 2022 Burkina Faso coup d'etat and brought the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration military junta to power. From March 2022, he served as the head of an artillery regiment in Kaya. Whether he was ever associated with the Cobra Special Forces, a counter-terrorist unit founded in 2019, is disputed. According to the BBC, Al Jazeera and the other channels, and Tagesturing, it was part of the unit at some point. Yeah, he was part of the unit at some point. However, news magazine Join Africa stated that he was never associated with the Cobras. Many supporters of the January coup became dissatisfied with the performance of Paul Henry Sanjogo Damiba, the junta's leader by then, regarding his inability to contain the jihadist insurgents. Traore later claimed that he and the other officers had tried to get Damiba to refocus on the rebellion, but eventually opted to overthrow him as his ambitions were diverting away from what they set out to do. The dissatisfaction about the situation was highest among among younger officers who fought against the rebels at the front lines. In addition, there were delays in pay for the Cobra troops. So also that is a factor to be considered. When the protests launched their coup on 30th September, Captain Ibrahim Traore still held the rank of captain. The operation was carried out with support of the Cobra. The already mentioned counter-terrorist group, that Cobra unit. In the direct aftermath of the coup, Traore declared himself the new head of the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration. On 6th October, he also assumed the position of interim president as head of state, supreme head of the armed forces, etc. He initially promised to hold the democratic elections in July 2024. On May 25, 2024, it was announced that the ruling military junta would be extended for another 5 years, and that Traore would remain in office for this time. As president, Traore maintained his enigmatic and very formal behavior, for which he had already been known before rising to power. He kept a tight control on his communication and carefully tried to present himself as a proper war leader, possibly to avoid the poor public image of his predecessors. His presidency has also seen an increase of pro-government propaganda in Burkina traditional media and social media. Politically, Remonde journalist Sophie Dos described Traore as influenced by Marxism and Pan-Africanism. In February 2023, Traore's government expelled the French forces assisting in fighting the local insurgency from Burkina Faso. He subsequently declared that we really want to look at other horizons because we want win-win partnerships, supporting the diversification of Burkina Faso's international partnerships. Shortly after, Traore's government expressed support for a federation with Mali, and both invited Guinea. All three countries are under military leadership, and if it were to become a union, it would be the largest country ruled by military junta to replace French military support. Traore forged closer ties to Turkey and Russia. So in April, he declared the general mobilization of the population to support the military, as rebel forces continued to increase the rate of their attacks. He published a pledge to reconquer all rebel-held areas, and that there would be no negotiations until the insurgents had been greatly weakened. In the following month, he questioned the planned restoration of democracy for 2024, stating that elections could not be held unless the insurgents were pushed back and the security situation had been improved. Therefore, on 26th September 2023, dissatisfied elements of the military unsuccessfully attempted to overthrow Traore. The patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration in May 2024 extended the military rule in Burkina Faso by 5 years, while also allowing Traore to contest the next presidential elections. Of course, in July 2024, this very month, Traore's military junta proposed criminalizing homosexuality. The bill still has to be approved by Parliament. Then, when we talk about gold and genuine mining sector developments, among other achievements, in November 2023, Burkina Faso's Council for Ministers approved the construction of the country's first gold refinery. Really, this marked a significant development in Burkina Faso's gold sector, aiming to capitalize on the nation's growing gold mining industry. Now it seeks to gain more control over its gold resources by refining gold domestically rather than exporting unrefined material. This would increase government revenue and economic benefits from the gold sector. The refinery is set to create 100 new jobs and 5,000 new indirect jobs with the refinery producing roughly 400 kilograms of gold daily. In January 2024, Burkina Faso marked a significant development in its mining sector with the inauguration of a revolutionary mine tailings treatment plant built with domestically developed technology. This plant aims to improve resource recovery and environmental practices. The focus now the focus now in Burkina Faso is on efficiently extracting metals from various mine tailings, including fine coal, slag, ash, and acid concentrates. So now this process promises to minimize waste and maximize the value extracted from Burkina Faso's mining resources, while also reducing environmental pollution associated with conventional disposal methods. Now, the inauguration signifies Burkina Faso's commitment to an endogenous approach to its mining sector, emphasizing domestic expertise and technology for responsible resource management. The success of this plant has the potential to boost Burkina Faso's mining industry, according to what I see, through increased profitability, promote environmental sustainability through reduced waste, and advance to domestic technological innovation within the mining sector. In February 2024, the President Traore Ibrahim ordered the suspension of the issuance of export permits for small-scale private gold production. This move was reportedly aimed at tackling illicit trade and cleaning up the artisanal gold sector. Illicit trade involves smuggling gold out of the country, avoiding taxes and bypassing regulations. So this suspension aims to crack down on such activities and ensure that exported gold is properly documented and contributes to government revenue. So the government hopes this suspension will establish a more formal and accountable system for exporting small-scale produced gold. Alleged association with Russia, of course, according to Reuters and the New York Times, he was suspected of having a connection with Russian mercenary organization, the Wagner, due to having expressed anti-French and pro-Russian views. As Traore entered Ouagadougou, the nation's capital, supporters cheered, some waving Russian flags. The government of Ghana publicly alleged that Traore began collaborating with the Wagner group following the coup, enlisting the mercenaries against the jihadi rebels. But this man Traore denied this, claiming that our Wagner are the VDP, referencing the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland. Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland. Final on 29th July 2023, last year, following the 2023 Russia-Africa Summit, Traore said that the people of his country support Russia and communicated that a decision had been made to reopen the Russian embassy, which was closed in 1992-93. I will try to recall, but I think it was in 1992 when the Russian embassy was closed in Burkina Faso. According to the newspaper Le Monde in May 2023, the Traore stated that the Traore regime seems for the time being to be favoring the use of its own forces in the fight against the jihadists, and has not asked the Wagner's Russians for help. That's what I can talk about Captain Ibrahim Traore. This is Rodin Mugima, the Afro-pessimist in the political analysis program. I'm looking forward, as always, I'm looking forward for ways to improve on my programs or our programs. So let me know what you liked and what I can improve on. The Almighty God of all creation is great and exceedingly merciful. Stay blessed.